Hi there. Got a couple new things to show you. Now, as a bead maker, the holes of my beads are very important. My customers, they expect that I'm going to take care to make the holes not sharp, that they're going to have a nice little dimple to them, and that there's not going to be some crazy undulations on the end. So if a bead is set on end, it'll stay on end. You know, not every bead shape is going to work that way, but cylinders and lots of beads that I make have a end where they can be stood up, and it's great for photographing if they'll stand up on their own. Now, if you have say a cylinder and there's a little bit of undulation on the end and you marver that end to make it straight, if you don't marver the wall and the end at the same time, you're going to just be transferring the wobble from the end to the wall or the wall to the end. The trick is to marver them both at the same time. So these two new things that I've got to show you, one a handheld, one on a magnetic base, help you marver the wall and the end of your bead at the same time. Let me show you how that's done. Okay, now that we got the table set up, let's get the torch lit and I'll show you how to run these things. Let's get the flame set just right. With two, I can get this core built up rather quickly. And there'll be a video that you can see available on our website that'll show you about this torch setup that I have, as well as these little hand stabilizers. So we're building up a core here, just feeding the cane through the flame, kind of rotating it to bring the cooler sides to the flame so that it heats fairly uniform, and I can just keep feeding glass onto this mandrel as the spinner spins. Hit that with the rolling marver real quick to smooth it out and make it a uniform wall. A little bit of glass to be added to each end. I'm going to start on the left here. I'm going to just add a little bit of glass. Marver that down. Come back into the flame. Now look there. You can see there's a little bit of a wobble on that end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marver the wall and the end at the same time. Can you see how that fixed it? It's nice. There's no undulation on either the wall or the end. Now we'll do that same thing to the other end, the other side of the bead. I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay. Marver that down. Get that out of my way. Now I can marver that down. Here I'm doing the wall and the end at the same time on the center post. And then I'm going up to the tungsten pin for any touch-ups that I'm going to need to do along the way. The fact that it's a pin instead of a 90-degree angle corner is a little more forgiving in how you hold it, and allows the end of the bead to rotate past a curved surface rather than an angled surface. Both have their uses. And you see there, both ends are just great. No undulation on either the wall or the end. Now, to
prove a point, I'm going to add a little bit of a wobble to the end by adding a little glass and marvering it down to push the wobble that I've just added from the wall side to the end side. See, there's a really good undulation going on at this point. And I'm going to marver the wall, make it nice and flat, so I have a good surface. You want to have one surface, either the wall or the end, that's flush when you start to use this dual marver, the end marver, so that you can have a bit of your glass guide the marver. If they're both undulating, it's a little bit more difficult. So now that I've got the wall straight and the end is undulating, I'm going to use the wall against the marver and use the pin to correct the undulation. And since I'm marvering both at the same time, it won't just transfer the undulation from the end to the side or to the wall. It's going to put equal pressure on both and force the glass into an evenness. Alright, well, I hope that demonstrates for you the power of marvering the end and the side at the same time. You have bench mounted and you've got handheld. Both have their advantages. The bench mounted can just be used with one-handed. The handheld version, of course, you're going to need to use two hands to get the same effect.